What will we do with this moment? How will we be remembered? This is our future and our choice to make. I am asking you to choose greatness.
Welcome back to Real Trump News. Real news President Trump doesn't want you to miss. The White House writes on 1600 Daily. This week, world leaders are gathering in London for the 2019 NATO summit, celebrating 70 years since the beginning of the historic Western Alliance. For decades, NATO members worked together to confront the world's toughest challenges, but the alliance's ability to accomplish that mission became severely weakened. In 2017, when President Trump took office, only 4 of our NATO allies were meeting their defense spending obligations under the treaty. Meanwhile, past U.S. leaders, along with their counterpart overseas, were happy to let Americans foot the bill. A hallmark of the Trump administration foreign policy is making sure America isn't asked to be the world's sole policeman. For NATO, that means strengthening the alliance by making clear that all members must meet their responsibilities under the agreement, which spells out that 2% of the GDP be committed to investing in defense. Once President Trump made his expectations clear, a funny thing happened. This year, 9 members have met their targets, adding $130 billion to total defense budgets. Moreover, 2/3 of our NATO allies are on track to hit the 2% goal by 2024. The United States still accounts for nearly 70% of combined NATO defense spendings, but under this administration, we've seen the biggest improvement on that front in a generation. Here is another article from the 1600 Daily. After 2 weeks of testimony from fact witnesses, most of whom had never even so much as met President Trump, public support for impeachment has only fallen. So on December 5th, Congress called on 4 legal experts to try to give some constitutional cover to their scheme. You won't be shocked to learn that 3 of these 4 witnesses turned out to have a lengthy history of an animosity toward President Trump. But there was one expert that Democrats probably wish wasn't on the House floor. Legal scholar Jonathan Turley, who said he isn't a Trump supporter and didn't vote for the president, highlighted everything wrong with the Democrats' change process with just one line. If you impeach this president, Turley said, it's an abuse of power. He said to the House Judiciary Committee panel, my personal view of President Trump are as irrelevant to my impeachment testimony as they should be to your impeachment votes. I'm concerned about lowering impeachment standards to fit a paucity of evidence and an abundance of anger. CMS Administrator Seema Verma writes in the Chicago Tribune, most Americans have no idea what a healthcare services cost before they get it. If we expect to lower healthcare costs, that must change. That's why in June, President Trump signed an order to eliminate barriers to price and quality transparency to protect American patients. By January 2021, under the recently finalized Hospital Price Transparency Rule, hospitals will be required to post the negotiated rates insurers actually pay for services and the cash price the hospital is willing to accept directly from a patient. To further help consumers, hospitals will be required to share price information on the internet for common shoppable service. All of this information will be posted in a common format that makes it easier for consumers to compare prices across hospitals. And that's this week's Real Trump News. We will see you next time.